Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna go ahead and jump off into our look. I don't know what type of look I'm gonna be doing today, but it's going to be cute. It's gonna be amazing. I was gonna do a story time, but just like the build up of the things that I've been seeing, like we gotta talk. So we're not gonna do a story time today, but instead we're just gonna be discussing some shit. I have a whole list of, well, not really like a whole list, but I got a couple new products that I wanted to try as well. So we'll be doing that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump on in. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe because I'm fun and I'm loving and I'm real, period. So let's okay, so I brought you guys a little closer in so you guys can see my brows are chaotic as always, but we're going to be using the LA Girl Brow Pomade. So I'm going back to the pomade because I seen this girl on TikTok use it and it was like bomb. But she used the NYX, but when I went to Target, they didn't have it. So we're going to use the next best thing, which hopefully, crossing my fingers, is the LA Girl. Okay, so taking this brow pencil, not pencil, I mean my brow pomade, and just filling in my brows. Hopefully you guys can see. I mean, I kind of see it like a little bit, but I don't know. I'm a little nervous, y'all. I'm a little scared. We're gonna see how this go. Because I felt like the pencil was good, but it was like, not all the way hitting. Okay, so I brushed the brows down. Now I'm gonna go over top of them and line them as well. I'm not even pressing hard. This stuff is like super pigmented. Okay, I think it look like a little gray. Is it gray? I don't know. We gonna see. Alright, so I got, y'all remember back in the day, if you're an OG, you know I used to use this all the time. But this is the LA Girl Pro Conceals in the shade Fawn. And I'm going to use this to clean up the bottom of my brows. And then I'm going to go over them with the Fenty, what you call that? The Fenty 420. But I'm going to go like over the top with them. So in watching TikTok, one of the girls, gosh, I wish I could remember her name so I could shout her out. But she was saying that you have to go under the brows with like a lighter shade and then over them with something that is a little bit thicker than, I mean not thicker, but a little bit darker than your normal shade. So under, light, over, dark. Make sense? Okay, so we're gonna get into the topic in uno momento, but let me finish up my brows. I feel like they look gray. I don't know, it could just be me, but I feel like they look uber gray. I don't know. Y'all know I'm like really finicky. This is supposed to be dark brown, but baby, I'm not seeing the brown. I really got to come up with a plan to be a little bit more organized than what I am because I am always losing my makeup. But it's like, it's organized chaos. Like I'm going to find it eventually or probably when I don't need it, but that don't matter. It's just really tough for me. Okay, this is the Fenty I'm going over the top of my brows with and just blending that in or carving out where I would like my brow to start and stuff like that. We're gonna blend this out. I'm gonna bring this one down on my lid a little bit and then I'm gonna apply my primer. The primer that I use is the Anastasia primer and I absolutely love that primer. Like that primer is my go-to for any and everything. Okay, I promise y'all we about to get started with the topic, but I just wanted to make sure that we had the foundation to the face in order before we even jumped on it. This is the Anastasia primer that I use, my absolute favorite. And what I'll do is I'll take like a little dot and I'll put it on my hand, or you can do it wherever. Like a little goes a long way with this stuff, y'all. Like y'all don't need a whole bunch. Don't be going crazy, okay? Okay, I'm probably gonna be using like 50 different palettes, but to start, I'm being so nice to y'all. Oh, y'all should give me a like just for that alone, because y'all know I don't be doing this. I'm gonna be using this brown right here, okay? So we're gonna go in with this brown. That's gonna be our transition color. And yeah. But today, listen, I feel like I was talking to my coworker the other day, and we were just discussing like what our children are being exposed to and just a variety of things, right? And so I normally don't talk about celebrities. I mean, I did a couple videos, but I really don't dive deep into it no more, because I'm like, what happens if I meet them one day? You know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to be cool with y'all without it being a problem. But I feel like in certain aspects, you have to discuss things that are problematic. And the things that I've been seeing within the last couple months are just super problematic. There are predators out here, so just be careful what you guys allow your children to be exposed to, as well as just watch them. Just watch your kids. So the first thing that like really set this off for me, and as I was like thinking about it, I'm like, there are so many issues, and I feel like predatory behavior is starting to become mainstream. Like, I feel like subconsciously people are really trying to get us to normalize that shit. So I'm gonna be using this brown. This brown is out of the Juvia's Place palette. This palette is the Warrior 2 palette. But I'm gonna be using the brown out of there because I kind of want like a nice fall autumny look. Y'all, fall is like my favorite season. That's why I got that. Fall is my favorite season. It's amaze balls to me, period. So I'm gonna be using the brown. But I feel like a lot of shit that we've been seeing on TV it's for a reason. So and not just on TV, like on social media, period. Like, I feel like people been doing shit, kind of like testing the waters to see how people will react to it, to see if they can go like a little bit further. So the first incident that I noticed was the 42 Doug situation. If you guys have not seen that video, I don't recommend seeing it because it just made me super uncomfortable. But if you guys just want to be nosy, see what I'm talking about, you are more than welcome to go and see it. I'm not going to play it here because, again, it just made me so uncomfortable. In the video, 42 Doug is basically French kissing his son's neck. And it made me uncomfortable because I just feel like you should not interact with your child like that. I can't tell you how to parent, but to me, it wasn't... No, like, I don't, these are my rules for my children. Any way that I touch somebody I'm in love with, or I touch somebody sexually, you should never ever do that to your child. Like, you just shouldn't, okay? And tongue kissing the neck, it was the movement of the tongue, the way that the tongue moved just bothered the shit out of me. And the fact that he thought it was okay to post it. That's why I said I feel like people be doing shit, kind of like testing the waters a little bit to see how far they can actually go before there's public outcry for it. The fact that he watched it back and was like, yeah, I'm about to upload this. That's what kills me. It's the acting itself that bothers me, but the fact that you watched it back and was like, hell yeah, that's the one. Let me go ahead and upload it because it ain't shit wrong with it. No, I feel like either something happened to him in his past. I don't know. I'm not saying that. Let me not. Okay. I don't know that anything happened, but I feel like something happened that you feel okay to normalize that behavior. Does that make sense? Like, you would only think that that's normal if that's something that was always done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to like word it correctly. Perfect example would be, so I knew this lady and she said that her grandmother used to drink all the time and she never realized it wasn't normal until she got to college, and then her friends were like, no, our grandmothers don't drink all the time. You see what I'm saying? So she was conditioned into thinking that that was normal because she didn't know anything else. So when he did that, I'm thinking that he felt like that was normal, which is why he felt okay to upload it, because it was normal in his family. I don't know if it is. I'm just saying that I'm trying to like understand what was your thought process behind that, because it is super inappropriate. Bringing some of this brown back out because I kind of lost it a little bit. So I'm going to just bring that back in. But then what killed me was that there were some people justifying it. Like, you can't tell him how to parent. You are absolutely right. Nobody can tell him how to parent. But I feel like boundaries and lines were crossed with that situation. Like, I don't don't feel like you should be putting your tongue on your child at all. Like, that's not okay behavior. And it bothered me even more that nobody said anything. Like, you ain't got nobody in your camp to tell you the truth. Like, everybody was like, hell yeah, that's normal, we all do that shit, upload it. No. And I guess because, like, I am super vocal about shit, even if I feel like it's gonna make somebody else uncomfortable. Like, if you make me uncomfortable, I'm gonna say something. And I think that has everything to do with things that have happened in my past, where it's just, for me, it's like, you're not gonna walk over me no more. So if I'm uncomfortable, I don't like something, I don't like the way something is being done, I don't like the way something is being handled, I'm going to say something right then and right there. I'm not gonna wait until we leave. No, if it's making me uncomfortable, I'm gonna voice it. So I just feel like nobody on the plane or wherever he was at the time when he did that, y'all saw that and nobody said nothing, or y'all saw him post that and nobody was like, hey, you need to take that shit down and let's discuss why it's inappropriate. Nobody, I feel like nobody got no real friends no more, because who would allow you to post that? Who? Then I felt like that shit was like really coming to a head for me when I seen most recently Kodak with his mom. Like, okay, my first thought was, ew, that's gross. And then my second thought was like, maybe he's under the influence, not justifying whatever he did is wrong, period. I just don't feel like you should grope your mother in the way that you did. Like, that's, yeah, kid, that's not fucking normal. I just feel like if my son was to grope me in that manner, like, I would feel so freaking uncomfortable. Like, what are you doing? And like, he grabbed the booty, then he's trying to kiss her in the mouth. I don't even kiss my kids in their mouth. We kiss on the cheek, forehead. We don't kiss in the mouth. And again, that just may be the way that I was brought up. But I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like little things could turn into something else. And I'm a little bit more cautious about things because of my past and what I've been through. So I'm a little bit more cautious about a lot of things. Okay, I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. Looks like this right here. Don't judge me. I need to clean my brushes. Mind your business. And I'm just going to cut my crease out with this. I find that the fluffy brush is just easier for me to do it, but you guys can use whatever you want. The primer, to me, this primer just helps to like just liven up any color or brighten it up and just make it really pop. So I would highly suggest the primer. And you get like a lot in there. You guys see, like, I just literally took like one swipe and honey, she is covered. But a lot of people in the comments were saying, I gotta move this out, if you didn't grow up with love and affection, just say that, because this is normal. Like, it's normal for you to squeeze your mama's ass. I don't think that it's normal. I don't think that that's okay. Now, I do kind of feel like there is a little bit of a stigma, or not a stigma, but I feel like it's a little bit of a double standard when it comes to stuff like that, because Bernice Burgos, is it Bernice Burgos, whatever her name is, she was seen partying with her daughter and she was smacking her daughters on the ass. So she's like, well, what's the difference? Well, somebody, I'm not gonna say she, but somebody was like, well, what's the difference between that and what Kodak did? And it's, like I said, it may be like a little bit of a double standard for a woman, but I don't feel like she was groping her daughter in a sexual manner. Kodak was groping his mother in a sexual way. So that's the difference. Like, he was trying to kiss her in the mouth. Of course, when you dance, you might, pop your little girlfriend on the butt. Guys can't do it. So that goes back to there being like a double standard. Like, a guy cannot pop his girlfriend, his homeboy on the butt and it'd be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't be dancing. He'd be like, hey, it's just not, it's a double standard when it comes to stuff like that. So I get it, but I feel like it was the sexual aspect of it that made it very uncomfortable. Once again, nobody is freaking telling him that shit was wrong. And the fact that his mom, oh my gosh, she looked like, you know how you laugh to kind of play some shit off, but it's very uncomfortable. She looked like the shit was uncomfortable to her. And I'm like, the person recording didn't even go over and stop her. It was so many people in the background just sitting there looking. Like, somebody go over and be like, hey, you high? stop touching her like that, or let's break this up. Nobody did anything. And it really bothers me. That's why I'm like, I feel like people be trying to push the boundaries to see how far they can freaking go. Once again, you looked at the phone and you thought it was okay to upload. No, not at all. Not at all. I said I didn't want to go in with shimmer, but I think I am going to go in with shimmer. Do I have an orange anywhere? I don't know, guys. I don't have an orange shimmer. The only shimmer I have is this one. I think that would be so cute. Okay, so I'm going to try my bestest to use this orange out of here. And then I may even go in with this one, but I'm not exactly sure until I get it on my eyes and we see how it looks. But I'm going to just rub back and forth with that orange and just start applying. Oh, I need to do like a little bit of red. I need to do like a little bit of red towards like the end back here. I think that would be cute, like a little berry. 𝔼𝕪𝕖 came out and she was talking about her childhood trauma. My problem with 𝔼𝕪𝕖 is that 𝔼𝕪𝕖 needs to seek counseling. I think she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. And she has so much potential, but she really should seek counseling. I think counseling will help her out in so many ways. Like she's bomb, and you know, she can make shit happen. She just has to want to make the shit happen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like once she gets to that point that she has dealt with her childhood trauma, 𝔼𝕪𝕖 is going to be freaking unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause she's so talented. Like okay, now I done seen like the scenes of her rapping, but it all comes together at the end, and she has so much talent. I just wish that she would go and get counseling to help her through whatever trauma she's dealing with. But she came out and said that a couple of her uncles are, you know, I can't even say it, they're abusers to children, and she had to disown her family. Now I feel that exact same way. I feel her on a certain level because I've experienced a little bit of that with my family as well. And the comments on there were a little bit surprising. People saying that they didn't believe her and why tell us. And I feel like if you don't have an outlet, this is why I said she needs therapy, because I feel like if you don't have a safe outlet, then sometimes you will run to social media because those are the only friends that you have. Like, you don't have anybody who is safe enough to tell your secrets. So I feel like that's why she came to social media. It's not right. I would have wished that she didn't. But I also feel like this too. I feel like it's causing awareness to the situation, because a lot of times people don't talk about it, especially in the Black community. Not saying that it doesn't happen in any other community. We just tend to not discuss it. I'm going to go in with this Jelly Baby out of this same palette. It's like a burgundy color, and I'm just going to lay it. Oh, bitch. That's pretty. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to lay it right there, and then I'm going to darken the edges back up in a second. But, yeah, I just wish that she would go and get some counseling. I hated that, like, people in the comments were saying they didn't believe her, because it happens more than you think. A lot of people don't talk about it until they get older. And I feel like a lot of people within the Black community and the families, they know about it. They know that there is a predator among them. They just decide to not discuss it. And I'm saying this based on personal experience with it. We have one in my family, which is another reason why I don't deal with them. We have one in my family, and when it came out that he was doing it, it was, well, you know, we shouldn't talk about it because we family. Like, what family got to do with him doing me wrong? You know, it's just, it's a lot. And yeah, I know I don't do the back and forth in the comments. I'm like, I'll just make a video, and if you don't like what I gotta say, you want to do all that arguing, I'll just block you, because I don't have time for that. But I know, based on, like I said, my personal experience with it, that was my family's solution to it. Well, let's not talk about it, and then from here on out, we'll just keep the kids away from him because we know what he is. No, he needs to be buried up under the jail. Okay, so let's do that. But I feel like a lot of times, in those situations too, I know for me, my mom was like super protective when it came to like whose house I went to. She wanted to talk to their mom, and she wanted to make sure like how many boys you gonna have there, and yada yada skip. First of all, it's not always boys that do it. It could be girls that are messing around with, you know, kids as well. As you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but in the case of R. Kelly, he said that his sister was the one who started with him, you know, and a lot of times when it happens to people, they have a tendency to reoffend. So here my mom was looking at strangers thinking they were doing it, and it was actually coming from our own family circle. So just be careful. That's why I say don't just think that it's strangers that's doing it, and don't just think that it's men that's doing it, because it's women out here too. And a lot of times, I know for me, once again, just speaking on personal experience, when I finally did come out and say something, my family was like, well, why are you saying something now? And it was like, because he's trying to do it to another family member. So I felt like it was my time to say it. Also, a lot of victims do not come forward because they're afraid, like just being afraid of the consequences, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the abuser is telling you that it's your fault, and if you tell anybody, you know, you're gonna be the one in trouble. I know that's what my abuser told me, is that if I said anything, that I would be the one that was in trouble. And I've talked about this. I think I've talked about this previously on my page. If I haven't, I thought I did. But it took me a long time to get over that. And I feel like anybody who touches a child, especially like anybody who touches anybody, needs to have their ass in jail. But anybody who does that to a child, I think that you need to be buried up under the jail, because there are I can't talk today. There are long-term effects for that. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just in that moment that you're affecting them. You have affected them long term by doing something temporary. It fucks with them psychologically. Take the time to get to know your child. And I know some kids act out just to act out, so I'm not talking about that. But I mean, maybe take the time to speak to your child and ask them why they're acting out. Because I know for me, a lot of my anger stemmed from having to hold that secret within me and thinking that it was something that I did. And I'm telling y'all, like, I was so freaking angry. If y'all would have seen me 6 years ago, y'all wouldn't have recognized me. Like, I would, you know, catch cases. I'd be ready to fight at the drop of a hat. Like, I had so much anger inside of me, and it stemmed from that. I wish that my mom would have asked me a little bit sooner if everything was okay. You know, like, now, I will give it to my mom. She did try to put me in counseling, but I wasn't ready to open up at that point. I think I really needed to feel like a safety net. If I would have felt safe, then maybe I would have opened up a little bit more. Talk to y'all kids. It's so important to speak to your kids. And just, I feel like there were so many signs there that my mom just kind of missed. And my mom has a background in psychology, which is crazy, right? But there were a lot of signs that she missed. Like a lot of people who are abused. I can't say the other word, y'all. But a lot of them, the children, they wet the bed. Like, that is one of the things that you have to be on the lookout for. And I wet the bed for a long time. So like I said, I wish my mom would have just paid attention a little bit more in our younger days. She did pay attention more in our latter years, but I just wish she would have paid attention more to us then. So they have like this pressed glitter in here. I'm going to be using this just to kind of spice this up a little bit more in the front, because I like a good glitter. Like, I like it to pop a little bit. So I'm just going to use this just to spice that up just a little bit. Add me a little bit more zest. I don't know if y'all can see. Did I tell y'all? It's this glitter right here. Hopefully my camera adjusts a little bit. There you go. So it's like a little gold glitter. And I'm just adding that just to zest this up a little bit. Because we all love some glittery shine. So I'm using some lipstick to color correct. I normally use the LA Girl, but then I just realized that you really need like a red to color correct on darker skin. So yeah, there's that. Be careful who y'all allow y'all kids to be around. Make sure you guys are watching these games and stuff. Like, my kids, they can't get on the games or anything, because I did buy them one game, and then I walked in one time and he was talking to a complete stranger. These predators have a way of reaching your children in all different types of ways. So just be careful, be mindful, watch what they do, monitor what they do, put the parent controls on there. My kids are probably gonna call me uber strict when they get older, but let me tell you something, you're gonna be safe. This is the 𝔼𝕪𝕖𝕤. I set my what do you call this, my color corrector with this, and I put this on before my foundation, y'all, and my foundation be dry, so totally try it, see if you like it, you know, that type of thing. But this is my go-to type of stuff right here, and I just set all under here, down there, everywhere, you know, just to make sure that the color corrector doesn't rub away. And then this also kind of helps with the oil, because y'all know I'm uber oily, y'all, like super duper oily. All right, I'm gonna use my NARS today. This is the shade New Caldenia, and I'm gonna get this all in the back of my hand. I'm not going nowhere today, so I think this should be great because I'm not gonna be having on a mask, so it should be okay. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys is to make sure that you guys are watching their social media. I actually have a TikTok, and let me tell y'all, once y'all get on the right side of TikTok, TikTok will tell you everything. I actually found out about the planned shooting that they was gonna have at the school, what day they was supposed to have it, all through TikTok, okay? And I also came across this video. Be very careful, because there are so many predators out here, and they're open about it, and they don't care. I can't remember the name that they call themselves, but they have like little group chats where they don't call themselves you know, the P words anymore. They call themselves something else, so you wouldn't. And it's so alarming how people will out themselves. It's ridiculous. Like, they out themselves because, again, they're trying to normalize this shit, and it ain't damn normal. So anyway, he was saying that R. Kelly was in jail because he went after children who had active parents, and he himself knew, because he would go after people or after children who did not have active parents. He would look at their social media, and if he saw there was a picture with the family, the mother and the father, he would decide not to go after that child. But if he saw that the mother and the father, or just maybe the father, was inactive in that child's life, he knew that that was somebody he could prey on. Then he kept mentioning consent. Well, they're consenting to it. I mean, at that age, they do not know. Or maybe they, you know what, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they know, but they're freaking young, and if they don't have their parents, then of course they're going to gravitate to somebody who's showing them love. I'm telling y'all, be careful, because these people are out here plotting. Then he kept saying it was an appetite. He had an appetite for these type of girls, and I'm like, this is just sad. And I'm not gonna say it was all girls, because normally people who do that, they into children, period. So it could be a boy, girl, they don't give a shit. It be just whatever they can get their hands on. It's just really sad. And I think what blew my mind for this is that people they're strategic in the way that they're looking for children. It's like, oh no, I don't want a kid who has active parents in their lives. I want one who don't have no active parents. Like, I'm telling y'all, be careful. Be freaking careful, okay? Because these people, they're finding out different ways to get in contact with your children, and they're finding out things that they're lacking, and they know how to reach them. See, he was smart enough not to mess with somebody who had a mom and a dad. Not saying that they're not lacking anything, because their parents could be very neglectful. You don't really know. But he was smart enough to do that, because he knew, okay, there's probably some type of void from either the mother being out of the household or the father being out of the household. So let me target them. I'm gonna blend all of this out. So if you guys didn't catch that, because I was talking, the darker shades are the Fenty Beauty, the shade 420, and these lighter shades are the LA Girl concealer. Normally use NARS, but I decided to try the LA Girl one more time for the one time to see how it was gonna have me looking. So here we are. Our kids are already being exposed to like so much, so just be careful what you tell them is normal, okay? Because that follows them, and just be careful when raising kids. Nobody's perfect. It's gonna be a bumpy road. It's gonna be super difficult. Shit, I'm dealing with it right now with twins, and I'm like, I would never have any more kids. Like, it's a lot, but be careful, like I said, because the world is already trying to expose them to so much at such a young age that you really just have to monitor what you allow them to watch on TV, because they may be getting exposed through there. Like the cartoons and stuff that are out now, I'm like, I have to watch them first. Like movies and stuff, I have to watch them before I allow my kids to watch them, because I'm like, I'm not okay with you just kind of teaching my kid that, and I haven't even had to talk with them yet. So it's a lot, you know. We're in a new day and age, but again, just be mindful to what your kids are watching, what you're teaching them at home, and you know, whatever. Learn. You know, we had a whole conversation about this on my page a couple weeks ago, but our parents didn't have it all figured out. Shit, we don't have it all figured out, but try to learn from whatever you felt like you were missing as a child, and make sure you implement that with your children. I know for me, we didn't receive like a lot of hugs growing up, but I try to hug my children, you know, like we weren't very emotional. And so when I had kids, I was like, you know, that's something that needs to be worked on. That's something that needs to be addressed. We have to be a little bit more emotional and understanding to their emotions. Okay, we're going to set our contour with this. This is the Fenty Beauty. It's in the shade, what shade is this? 460. And we're just going to set all of our contour with this. I got hair in my brush. What the hell? So I'm just going to go on top and just pat that in to get that nice and set. And I kind of took up like my contour like a little bit higher than I normally do, but I feel like it is definitely bringing out the cheekbones, like for sure. Okay, so the people outside was mowing the lawn, so I was like, I can't record because it was loud as hell, so I skipped the portion where I did my under eye. This is nothing more than the 𝔼𝕪𝕖𝕤. You guys know that. Just kind of bake with that for a little bit, just to make sure for me personally that my oil is absorbed. I got my lashes over here sitting and about to put those on, but let's go in and do our lip liner. The lip liner is from LA Girl, Perfect Precision, in the shade dark brown or brown. I don't know, it's one of the browns though. You guys know I can't talk for this portion because I gotta be focused, but I did add like a little bit of powder because I did have some lip gloss on, so to soften or dry me out. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my new Lust. Oh, let me do my lashes first. Not yet. Hold on, because I forgot they were sitting here. They got to dry out. Oh shit. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Okay, I'm gonna put my lashes on. Oh my goodness, if you guys have made it here, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. I want to thank you guys so much for engaging with me. Y'all be talking to me. I'll be like, what's up? And hear me. But it's really good to know that I have like a YouTube family, you know, and we just be shooting and shit. Every once in a while we'll get like a little negative comment, but that's fine. Get out of our way, because we over here having a good time. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my Nude Embrace. I don't think I'm gonna add gloss today, but you just never know with me, it could happen. But I'm gonna go in, Nude Embrace, really focusing on the middle, and then I'll blend out. I'm taking like a little bit of concealer and now just kind of lightening that up, because I feel like it got a little bit lost in the sauce. Like once you add the gloss, oh my goodness, I do not mean to keep rhyming, but once you add the gloss, it kind of mattes and brings everything together, and so you kind of lose a little bit of your color from the lipstick. Okay, so now let's blend out. I'm gonna blend all of this in, and the way that I blend is simply just by pushing this into my skin. So I don't wipe off, I just push. And that way all of my setting powder kind of, you know, sits the way that it should. Honestly, I kind of like the LA Girl. I liked it. Like, it wasn't too bright, but it also allows you to see the highlights in my face, which I think are great. Oh my goodness, this shadow, baby. Are you guys catching this? Like, when I look down, the way that it's hitting, are you guys seeing this? Oh gosh, it's so pretty. All right guys, so here we are. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to keep your kids safe. Watch what they're doing, who they talking to, where they at. Be mindful of all of those things, and just remember that it may not always be a stranger. It could be somebody that you know. Anyway, I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer, but I just wanted you guys to get the full, you know, shebang of what we got going on, because your girl is looking spicy. All right, and I might even go out on a date tonight because I'm feeling good. I look great, and yeah, I'm feeling myself. Big up to myself, period. Also, I just want to thank you guys so much for the support that you guys have been giving me. It has been amazing. I got my whole little YouTube family now. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.